Hey y'all, hey. I'm Jay.
I'm C.
Hey y'all, hey.
And welcome to the
JNC's
JNC's room.
You could have been anywhere in the world, but you definitely clicked on here and you came back here
Bad choice.
to talk some shit with us. As you know, I'm Jay.
I'm C, and welcome to the JNC room.
All right. So, and if you are here, make sure that you click on that bell so you hear every time that we drop a video. Share this with somebody, invite somebody, comment, like, subscribe. And throughout this time we're talking, please feel free to drop some comments and tell us how you are feeling about what we're talking about.
Tell us about your day.
For real. Serious.
So what's today's topic?
So today's topic, we're going to talk about, can a honeymoon phase trick you into a bad relationship? Now let me go into let me unhatch this a little bit. So basically, you know, everybody knows what the honeymoon phase is. The beginning part of the relationship, the nice part, the fun part. Everything they do gives you like butterflies. Anything they do is like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. I don't know how it is for guys. For females, I know that, you know, he's sweet, he's charming, he's everything. And like usually the honeymoon phase lasts about, depending on how long the representative is there, anywhere from about like 1 month to like 3 months. And then after this 3 months is over, you then start to meet the real person. And sometimes the honeymoon phase of them being sweet, them being kind, the representative being present and dealing with you, you end up finding out that you might be with a jerk. You might be with an asshole. And it's vice versa. For guys, I feel like females kind of put up a front, like the representative. This is my assumption because I'm not a guy. They put up the front. They're the representative or whatever the case is. And then like a month or 3 months later, you then meet, you know, the crazy lady. Or, you know, the one with all the issues or whatever the case is. So, what do you think about that?
Depends on your character.
That's true.
If you're easily fooled, then you're going to be easily fooled. If you're very impressionable, you're going to be very impressionable. Mm-hmm. I mean, my character, I'm going to weed them out fast. So there's no honeymoon with me. But once again, it's because I'm going to make you talk about stuff that necessarily is going to make you come out your shell. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's a case by case for me. I mean, I never got fooled before, so why would I get fooled now?
It does depend. Yeah, that does make sense. It does depend on the person. I think it also depends, like you just said, like making them talk or having them ask questions. Like I heard of a guy that was in a situation and ended up marrying a female who ended up like deceiving him to a whole nother level. In it, like, you know, she basically ended up keeping a big secret that like would determine something in their future. And the way she was going to choose to divulge it to him was basically bring him onto a show, like a like a whole like self-help show. And he found out because they called them to go on the show. And so like,
Did he go on the show?
No, he didn't go on the show.
What did he do?
He divorced her.
The kids wasn't his?
Well, no, it wasn't even like a kid there. You get, I don't want to go into it because, you know, I didn't get consent, even though I'm not saying who it is. But it's more of like, if you're married with someone, you know, of course, there's certain decisions that you both have to make when it comes to your body, right? So it's just more of like, it was one of those decisions. And because that happened, he now has a whole like taste on how all women are because of this. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, how didn't you see that this was the person that you had? You get what I'm saying?
I think people love to point the finger at someone else and say, look at what you done. Mm-hmm. Versus accepting that you just made a bad judge of character.
Yeah. For real.
I mean, but these are one of those conversations where I feel like for example, me. If I talk about this conversation, like if I talk about this type of topic, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm gonna be hatching old wounds.
Well,
because I feel like people don't make good decisions on their partners. people make very bad decisions, and sometimes people stick around on their bad decisions. Like me, if I deal with someone and I see this is not profitable for both of us, I might come off like I'm selfish. I might come off like a jerk and just dead it. But in reality, I'm doing both of us a favor. Why? Because sure, it might look short-lived, but I'm saving more mental involvement. I'm saving ample feelings. And people, like, sometimes people don't understand that. Like, people don't understand that.
I also feel like some people actually are very great at hiding themselves. Like, you think about, what was this, who they usually use this, this serial killer. Was it Ted Bundy? It was one of the serial, I think it was Ted Bundy, because he was known to be very, like, he was very handsome, very charming, like, and he was very, like, he was able to put on the front for a very, like, long time. Or even, matter of fact, there was this one guy in Poughkeepsie. His name was, and I can say the name because the case got, like, it was actually, like, investigated, and he was put in jail. Francois, and he went to the school, and everyone that talked about him, everyone that knew him was like, oh my God, he was such a sweet man. Like, and I came, like, maybe, like, a year or two after it just got, like, solved or whatever the case is. And the reason why it got solved was because one of the prostitutes that he was about to kill got loose. But he had killed about, like, 7 prostitutes. They were all under his, like, his house. He lived with his mother. There was a whole smell throughout the whole block. Even though this is, like, a totally, like, this is not a relationship kind of situation. This is just more of a
people not getting people's character correct.
Yeah.
I get what
and
you
this
mean.
dude kind of, like, he did it, and people were like, oh my God, we would have never guessed that. Like, it was like, what? So,
I always say, like, I'm an asshole. And my asshole is so blunt that it could turn somebody off. But in reality, I'm just honest. I'm super honest. So, like, I can get how a natural born killer could be a nice guy.
Yeah.
Because deep down inside, he might really be a nice guy. But he might have a crazy way of how he feels like he can better life.
well, yeah.
Because he might be thinking that he might be on this civil journey of, like, these women are lost. They're just sacrilegious with their vagina. Let me just, some people look at death as
for
a.
real.
Some people think death is a. I don't know what death is. Let's get that out there. Some people look at death as gateway to eternity, and the death part could be freedom of your sins.
Cleansing.
Freedom. That's exactly what they said at one time. I don't say cleansing. I know them killing you is cleansing the earth, but your death is forgiving your sins, and then your afterlife is where you go to rest. Like, this is why I say what I say. Like, you see how we talking about character profiles, and how, like, that guy really might be a fucking sweetheart.
I mean,
but he might just be psychotic. And so, like, when people don't know how to judge people's characters correctly, it's because they're not seeing the person being fake with them. Like, that guy Bundy might be 100% really nice. That's why it shocked everyone.
Well, this was Francois. Bundy was
My
the
fault,
other
Francois,
one.
my
Yeah.
fault.
They all
killer's a
killing.
killer.
Yeah, but I'm about to be like, they all killing. So.
Killer's a killer. But
you just.
I'm saying, like, a lot of the times, if you get hit with the honeymoon phase, then obviously either your feelings were so invested and it's high that you can't see the truth, or you just happy to have someone and you couldn't even think past that. Sometimes people are just happy to have somebody.
Crazy. Because you're saying this, and I was just told today about somebody from, where I used to live, whatever the case is, ended up getting with a guy from jail and dealing with a whole, like, traumatic experience. And the only thing I thought was just like,
Yo, I swear sometimes this fucking Fitbit be on crack.
why?
Look at this shit.
This-
What the fuck? Can you tell what time it is? Tell me what it's doing. I see weather on half and then the fucking...
I don't know what it is.
And I love my Fitbit. It's just water damage like a motherfucker.
Good night.
Look.
Good night.
Look. And it still go right back.
But it's true. But one of the biggest things that matters is the questions and asking and basically making sure you vetting a person. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. That shit ain't for everybody.
it's not for everybody.
Like
But-
what we're talking about doing, you have to be good at picking up on shit. I'm gonna be real with you. If you don't know how to face logic, you're never gonna be. You have to, in order for you to read character, you have to straight up turn your feelings off and just view, is this person good for me or bad for me? Anytime your feelings are swayed, it's done. You know how many times I watch people talk bad about good people because that good person told them the truth and they didn't like it, and then they stopped disliking them after that.
And they stopped. They
Just started disliking them because they told them the truth. How much good people you know right now really, in reality, might have a bad rap?
A lot.
Hello, we're both one of them,
Yeah.
right? Good people have bad rap. People, what do people
What do
say
you
about
mean,
it?
Like bad rap. Like you
Bad
have a-
rap, like
I don't have a bad rap. But then again, see, I don't know what people say about me. That's the thing. I don't have a bad rap, but I don't know what people say
What
about
I mean
me.
by bad rap, I mean, I'm not saying that majority of your people have bad things to say about you. I'm saying, like me, my friends are still my friends. Don't mean they feel everything I say is good.
But that makes you have a bad rap because they think everything.
I mean, bad. I'm saying bad rap in that. I'm not saying bad rap. If you really had a bad rap, nobody be your friend.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cause I'm about to be like bad. I'm thinking bad rap like reputation, cause that's what it's short for, no? Or you saying rap
You
like
are
R.I.P.?
100% correct.
Yeah.
100%
So that's
correct.
what I'm just like.
I'm not
oh,
talking about like you have a bad rap
mean-
when nobody fucks with you.
Yeah.
Not that bad rap.
Yeah. But if we talk about like people just talking shit about like what you do or what you say. or
Yeah,
whatever,
like when you
I mean,
talk.
probably, but I don't know what they say.
It's just like, I don't want to say this person's name. You got a cousin. We have a cousin. Everybody has a cousin. And you be like, she's mean. Or he's mean.
Yeah, everybody got that.
And
But
guess
yeah,
what?
That's they rap.
You still fuck with them, right?
Yeah. But see, this is what it is.
Get what I
about-
mean though, right?
I do get that.
Because you can see the good and they can see the good. But guess what? It's those moments.
But
Get
see,
it?
But even in that situation, right? You know what's so crazy? Because this now
Think
that you-
about-
now that
I
you
could
just
be-
said that. Now that you just said that, I just realized like this honeymoon phase, it doesn't only because when you say that now,
It
it's like
doesn't just
only
cover
just
just
applies
relationships.
And
covers
and the
everyone.
thing about it is real talk. When you're not thinking. Even when you thinking logically, though, I was just in it. I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about in general. You get what I
Get caught
mean?
up
Like
in that
I'm
shit.
someone who, I'll know the downfalls of somebody, and I'll know that they're messed up or whatever the case is. But when I like care for you or I love you or whatever the case is, I'm like, all right, like I'm there. I'm there. And the problem with that is that
She's doing exactly what we're
you
talking
know.
about.
It's not, but no, because
You're allowing your emotions to sway,
yeah,
making the right decision to mess with them or not mess with them.
well, no,
Family, friend, or
without
indifferent.
yeah, and what happens is right, like I go through phases where it's just like, the phases is like, all right, this is great, and then you start to I don't think it's like you start seeing people in different seasons, right? So it's like this season, this is what's going on, and this is how they're reacting, and this is how they're being, and I'll see it. And I'll be like, I'll take note. I'll back up a bit. But the thing about me is, I will get sucked back in to like, oh, it's great. Cause now, like, you know what I mean? A different season.
Yeah, she's totally different from me.
It's like, oh.
I could
and
straight up
then-
just turn that bitch off.
But the thing is, I do. But then it's kind of like
get
something
sucked back in.
happens, or like, you know what it is, or when it's like or you know, cause me.
So you're not understanding what I'm saying?
No, I'm getting what you're saying. I'm just elaborating it.
I know.
You know, but you know, there's another, or something happens, or an emergency happens, something bad happens where like, oh, you fucked up and you need the support. Because that's usually what happens a lot of times when it's like friends, when it's like loved ones, or whatever the case is. It's like, oh, they going through something. Oh, I got your back, like da-da-da, whatever. And
Which is not a bad thing.
You know, it's not. But then it sucks you back in if you're not logical. I thought you was going to put logical.
No, I don't got it. I said it like 10 times. How many times I gotta say
or
it?
not thinking with your emotions. Even now, where I'm dealing with a situation with a loved one, and it happened, and it's one of those. But this is what it is. This is where you said like you know, people have a problem with pointing at themselves. Like this situation I'm going through, I know I'm going through it because I chose to stay in this situation with this person. I continue, you get what I mean? This person continued to show me in different seasons, you know, how they are. When I'm trying to better myself in a situation, they showed me how they was when they was trying to bring me down. And I'm in another situation, they show themselves at whatever the case is, and are you know, are attacking me in a negative way, or expecting too much, you know. And now I allowed it to get into the space of my family. And now allowing it to get into the space of my family because certain situations happen, it was a violation done to the family. So now I have to deal with this whole like taking.
And it's sort of like you didn't learn your lesson.
Well, it's not even I did, but it was just more of like I pushed back.
But you get it though?
Yeah.
But do you get why it's like you didn't learn your lesson? Because you knew before it got to your family what this was.
Well, when it got to the, I do get what you're saying.
I don't know what I don't even know what you're talking about.
Even when like it got to like there were certain parts of it where it was just like a warning to both sides, and then it was just like, all right, well this happened, and the person's still not understanding where they're in the wrong. Everyone's in the wrong in some way, even me, big time. You get what I'm saying? But that's what I mean, where it's like, you choose to let that
What's the
honeymoon
biggest
phase.
thing? What's the biggest thing humans? I told you this. What's the biggest things humans have a problem with?
Taking accountability.
Facts.
And that's the
And
thing.
that is
like,
good enough. And yo, that right there is
know.
good enough to end a friendship, relationship.
It is.
Anything.
It is. You know. So
and I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. Like, it's big enough of a reason to end a relationship. Why? Because if somebody really hurts you and they just hit you with the, I told you I'm sorry already. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
I think, you know what the crazy part is? I feel like even that, like not even I told you I'm sorry. Someone apologizing, you understand why you're wrong.
no.
That to me is so much
How
better.
you apologize.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
And why,
you know,
and exactly say why you're apologizing.
Yeah, but-
Because if you don't apologize for the right thing,
You
you're
really-
just apologizing to just make me
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah.
Like
You
me,
know what?
you know
Or
me.
not
Do I
even-
care about apologies?
No.
I don't. You know what I care about? Action.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, it's more of like, it's that part of like, you're just saying it because it's like, I'm just saying it. Okay, so I'm the bad guy. All right, I'm so, you know, it's on some like, but it's not genuine. It's not you seeing what and I respect more. You know what I respect more? I respect the person being like, I'm not wrong. I don't agree with you. I respect that more than like you trying to give me a BS apology that you don't genuinely mean. If you don't genuinely mean it, then don't say it.
Like I like problems where both parties are wrong. I do.
Like-
You know why? Because nobody could just get pointed the finger towards them. And it's an easier way to accept what you said was wrong and understand why you said was wrong. Because now that person has to do the same thing. If that person doesn't do it, you don't have to do it. For me, you know this. I'm okay with being completely wrong. I'm okay with being straight up fucked up in a certain situation. Because sometimes you gotta be fucked up. Ain't no, you know. It's just like, all right, so let me play off of the situation, right? With a friendship of mine, I realized it was like, when you care for someone a lot, and you know for a person cares for you too, but then they're not seeing things for themselves, and you're giving them, you're telling them. It's sort of like, but then they be on some like, I got this, don't worry about it. But if I do that, I can't be your friend. Because if you got this, you wouldn't be making that mistake. And as a friend, I would want that person to stop me if I'm making a mistake. And to be a friend to that person and to watch them make the mistake again, it's like, I'd rather just step back and wait until you figure it out. That's how I think. Because sometimes people don't learn the lesson. Like, that's a honeymoon thing right there. Like, but if you really care for the person, you shouldn't do that. But some people, you just gotta let them fall.
Yeah. All people.
Huh?
I think all people, you gotta let them fall.
No. You don't have to let me fall.
When I mean fall.
No, but you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Some people, I can take an instruction and change it. And not everybody can do that. Like, all right, for example, right? The person that I go read stuff for me, right? I fucked up and didn't take one of my baths. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses on life and why I didn't do it. I just accept that I didn't do it and have to take all the repercussions from not doing it. Because every cause...
Go ahead. Finish. Go ahead. Because I was about to...
I did something wrong?
No. Go ahead.
So because I didn't listen to his instructions properly and I didn't do what I was supposed to do, I did it half-assed, I deserve half-assed measures.
What I was going to say to that was like, that's a version of you falling. You get what I mean?
No, it's not a version of falling. Falling is if you think you're doing the right thing and then you fall. I straight up know I didn't do the right thing and accepted from off of the choice to do this. And I said, you know what? I'm going to make sure I go back very early for the next reading and to make sure I do everything right. Some people will just be like, it's all right.
Well, see, that's a blessing, though, what you're able to do. Because even though the reason why I say that is because...
Is it a blessing or just me being logical?
No, it's a blessing. Because there's many people who can't see. So you see how you just said, like, well, I realized that I did this. So therefore, whatever comes along with this, I'm accepting it because this is a choice I made knowing damn well I shouldn't have did that, right? There's people who still do messed up stuff, right? And then they fall and be like, oh my God, life is so unfair. And that's what I mean. Like that type of maturity is a blessing because there's so many. It's just like the accountability.
Listen, man, people say I'm immature.
You know what I mean? And not saying just you. I'm just saying in general. When you're able to take accountability, when you're able to see like, yo, this or even the fact of like, yo, this happened because I made this decision, and now I gotta get it together, or I gotta do that, or whatever the case is. That's a maturity. That's a maturity.
Honestly, the reason why I say these things is because Rome wasn't built in a day. And it's definitely built with hard work and dedication. Period. No half-time, part-time shit.
I was going to say something about people who don't realize they're doing. Like, even in the situation I'm in. When the person doesn't think that they did something wrong. They don't think, like...
I'm going to keep it real.
Like, where they just...
I'm going to keep it real. That's 99% of people.
Yeah. I'm not going to say 99.
I'm going to be honest with you. Even you do that shit sometimes.
If I did something wrong, I'm gonna say I did something wrong. If I don't feel like I was wrong, I'm not gonna say that I was wrong. And then that's why I say I respect somebody more if you genuinely don't feel you're wrong and you're like, yo, this is what it is. I'd rather agree.
It's that stupid
I'd rather
thing, man.
agree
It's that
to
stupid.
disagree.
It's that stupid thing I hate.
No, it's not stupid. Well,
No, I didn't say. I wasn't even talking about what you're
I'll
talking
say
about.
that, you know, there's
I wasn't talking about what you're talking about.
But it's a agree to like a disagree. I'd rather that than someone just straight up be like, oh, you're this.
Agree
you're
to
this,
disagree
that.
is another way of saying I don't know if you're right and I
No.
think I'm right.
No, agree to disagree means that we agree that we disagree on this. That's all that's saying.
I just
We
said
both
that.
disagree on this,
I just said
but
that.
that's not saying anyone's
I think
right.
I'm right and you think you're right, so we're gonna just
disagree
leave it
on
at
it.
that. Yeah, that's still saying I think I'm right.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Me personally, I know there's a lot of people that are not able to do that, and I've met a few people that are not able to do that.
Personally, I'm like 90% of the time, more than 90% of the time. So for me, if a person agree to disagree with me, I just be like, I'll give you a couple months. Because if I'm wrong, I know I'm wrong right there.
I still agree to disagree. And I feel
But
like
once again, this is what we was trying to say earlier about this topic. Right? Like, that's why I'm not gonna lie to you. My abilities is God sent. What I mean by abilities is I'm just saying I'm okay with being wrong. And saying I'm wrong, you're right. But I'm gonna do this. Because
I think I hear your perspective.
Because you get into it. Like, you know how many times, I swear to God, you know how many times I prove people wrong? Definitions, books, research, this. And they'll argue you and say, you don't know what you're talking about. The only way they freaking agree with you is when you just pull a book out in front of them.
Or they don't.
You know why? You know why? Because people don't know what they're talking about. They hear it from third parties. They hear it from the next person. This, and this. I'm not taking shots at you, Jen.
I'm just listening.
I know. I'm just saying
listening.
the fact because I'm saying this because this is not something I just do with one person. This happens every day. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, shut the fuck up. Because when I don't, can you teach me?
You don't say, can you teach me? You'll say that you're wrong if you don't pull out a research or the bibliography to prove your point. So you don't say you teach me. You say you're wrong.
I wasn't even talking about, you see that?
That's giving you an example.
You see what I'm talking about? People?
I'm giving an example of what he's talking about. You can't say this is what I do, and I'm giving you an example of what you do.
So here's the pettiness in it. Right? No emotion in this. This is the pettiness. This is why I gotta be petty.
Here's the example.
When was the last time I was wrong?
A week and a half ago?
About what?
I'm not gonna go into it because I am not doing that here.
No. What was I wrong about?
See, this is how he pulls me in, and I'm gonna tell you guys this right now.
Because
I'm gonna give.
Did I say I was wrong?
I'm gonna give this.
Did I say I was wrong?
I'm gonna give this disclaimer.
Can I just ask a question? Was I wrong?
Hold on, I'm not done talking. I'm gonna give this disclaimer. I am never gonna pull out the research because I feel like if I say something and you don't believe it, go look it up. Right now, he's gonna suck me into a conversation where it's gonna be an A, B, C, D, E conversation, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm just gonna agree to disagree. You was not wrong a week and a half ago. Why? And with some of y'all be like, oh, you a bitch. I'm not doing it. It's draining. So I'm gonna say right on this topic, and you continue saying what you said.
Once again, this is what I be talking about. This is exactly what I be talking about. They can never say, and it's okay because she doesn't want to go there, and that's her choice.
Yeah.
But then, if you don't do research on something, you're just talking. You're just sharing your opinion. And your opinion could be true or false. Correct?
I'm not going into this. You
No.
Go ahead and
I'm
talk.
saying this about anything.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I'm not.
This is
just
what I
say
be
your part,
talking about.
Because I'm not gonna pull.
When
I'm not getting.
the reason why I'm saying this is because if a person say I'm wrong and you can't prove I'm wrong, I was never wrong to begin with. In order for you to say I was wrong, you have to prove I'm wrong. If you didn't prove it, that means I wasn't wrong. If you just let it go, that's on you because you never proved you was right. Which means if you even brought it up that I was wrong, I wasn't. Because you didn't face it. You never fought it for it. I could fight for everything I'm right about.
Okay.
And I already know what she's talking about. I had to think about it. I know what she's talking about. And that, be honest with you.
It's a very interesting
and
perspective.
Perspective is, it's like debate. If you in debate class and somebody says you're wrong, they have to prove you're wrong. If they cannot prove you wrong, it's to say, that's my opinion and that's why you're wrong.
I don't come
then
here
that's
to
just
debate.
you. Wait, we're not talking about you no more.
Okay, good.
I'm saying this in general.
Okay.
Because this is a general thing people do. And when I say people do it, I mean everyone. Everyone does this, but maybe like 5 people I know. You know what I'm saying? And it's not hard. It's really not hard to research what you're talking about. If I don't know what I'm talking about, I just don't even talk about it. Because it's like, for example, right? I did research on this thing called AOD 9064. It's basically, I'm putting y'all on. This is something great. It's basically an anti-obesity drug, and it comes from pallets. And it basically makes you lose weight. But it doesn't have no side effects. It's basically telling your mitochondrial system to target your fat cells to lose them. And you have to take maybe 3 milligrams to 300 milligrams a day every morning, and it does it like that. So peptides is stuff that you get in your collagen. Mm. So like they're using these things to make us lose weight, right? I initially told her about it, but I didn't get into details because I didn't know. I just knew the summary of it. Remember I told you about it? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But when I did more research, now I can explain it more. Now I can say exactly how it works. But I did not say you should do this or I should do this just based on what I heard. I waited and I did research. People don't do that shit. People will tell you, yeah, I heard that shit last week. You should try that out. Nah, that might not be for her. Why? Because that might not be in her time frame. Remember, for every problem, there's 1,000 different ways to slice it. And 1,000 different ways it comes to that answer that helps you. It's not just one answer. But I'm not going to give you an answer without proper knowledge of it. Without. Like, and that's like the honeymoon phase, what I be talking about. It's the same shit. It's like when people tell you, oh, I have a nice personality. What the fuck does nice mean? What does the fuck that mean?
Please,
that's so unfair to you to tell you I have a nice personality and you should be me for the rest of your life.
I don't think, well, then again, I'm not everybody. So, I mean, everybody doesn't ask. But I would think that you wouldn't ask, like, what your personality is.
No,
just
but
look.
I'm just saying, like, I know what you mean.
They say, like, oh, I'm a doctor,
saying,
or I'm
off this one paragraph I gave
this
you,
is what
you're
I
supposed to
am.
make a life decision. Mm-hmm. And that's what people doing in honeymoon phases. This person gave you a half an hour of their life, and now you're supposed to live it for 5 hours with them. That's unfair to you. Unfair the way of thinking. Know what I'm saying? Everything is problem solving. How many times we go through problems and we just keep dealing with it, and we don't actively fix the problem? This is why people like me always have issues with other people. Because I'm just trying to fix the problem, and some people just want to complain about the problem. I'm not saying it about you or anyone else. I'm just saying that's like a natural thing in this world. So yeah, I'm always the guy that thinks I'm right. Why? Because if I don't know how to answer it, I'm going to find out. And that's why I always think I'm right.
I think that one of the things that people should do during their honeymoon phase is like ask ask like important questions. But you like throughout the time that you're talking to this person. And I think that's the honeymoon phase, like within a relationship, within a friendship, getting to know somebody. Certain, and like even if you don't long enough,
I think you should throw a wrench in the system.
Just really be mindful of like the seasons. I'm not like, and where you're like you'll throw a wrench in it. I'm not manipulative, so I not like not in
Yeah,
a
you are.
negative way, but like
You
not when
manipulative.
not when it comes to like friendships and relationships.
You're a smart manipulative. You just don't know you're doing it.
I ain't really.
Yeah, you are.
I don't think
You would
I
be
am.
like, yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna have fun. That shit would make somebody do it. They might not even want to do it.
But that
Manipulation could be good or bad. I always tell you that. I don't know why you don't listen
But
to me.
when you say like throw a wrench, I'm thinking
No, that's me just saying something wild to them. That's not manipulating them.
like something wild, like what?
Damn, that's a bad question. Actually. But you know what I mean? Like, you know how you just be talking and you be like, so what if your man say,
Oh, okay. Like questions, asking them something.
wrench? You're fucking up the whole mode in that moment. That's a wrench. That's throwing a wrench.
But see, I don't even see you.
I've done it.
But I see you like doing that, but
I've done it. I do that all the time.
I don't see that as a wrench. I see that like you trying to see who they are.
Because I'm fucking up the motion is going.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I'm one of those people that if I see the motions going this way, I will not break that motion.
Yeah.
If it's advantageous for me. That's my manipulation. That's manipulation.
Then, yeah, my manipulation.
If I
that
see
way.
if it's going advantageous for me and I can win at the end of the night, I ain't gonna throw a fucking wrench in it.
Yeah, basically.
I'm gonna win and then tomorrow throw the wrench in it.
Yeah, I get that.
And that's what I mean by
Yeah, I get that part.
thank you for saying I'm right.
Yeah, I get that part.
Thank you.
I just said I get that part.
Thank you. I was right.
I get that part.
I was right. It's all right.
I get it.
But nah, wrench in the system could be manipulation also. It's
When
different
you
ways
say-
to
When I feel wrench, I envision something negative or something to kind of like trick
Why?
them into like doing something.
That's
that
what I
shows
tell you
them-
all the time. All these things, manipulation could be good or bad.
Yeah, I know.
It is.
Yeah, I know.
Everything, these words that we deem as negative, it could be good or bad. The only thing that's good or bad is good or bad.
But either way,
Cell phone, it's not good or bad.
I don't know.
Water, it's not good or bad unless it got
Cell
piss
phone
in
is
it.
actually really bad for you.
Huh?
Like, in real talk, if we talk about a cell, I'm not gonna do that because they're not gonna ban us from here.
What? So you come out talking about for the radiation?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
extremely
mean,
bad for you.
what I mean,
It has
I'm not
its
talking about that
perks.
part of it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
what
talking about that part of
Yeah.
it. I'm just saying the idea of a phone,
Yeah.
it could be good or bad because you be calling your person to kill somebody. Or you be calling your mother to take somebody to the hospital to save someone.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say that
Yeah. There's good and evil to everything. Bad with good and evil to everything.
just like darkness doesn't mean necessarily bad.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't like to have sex in the dark?
What are some questions you would tell somebody to ask during the honeymoon phase?
I don't think you should ask questions. I think people expose themselves. You just gotta turn your feelings off and watch.
But what if they can't do that? Then what would you say? Like,
Asking questions ain't gonna help either because they're gonna maybe they're just having a bad day.
so if someone who can't cut off their feelings
Hmm?
would say, I'm asking you because you're more logic, and there's someone out there who's probably like, so what do I do? So for someone who can't cut off their feelings,
I cannot help them.
What would you tell them?
I can't help them.
What would you tell them?
Because
if
what I'm gonna say to them is incomparable for them. It's gonna be impossible for them to do it.
What would you say? What would be one thing that you would tell them to do? Other than cut off their feelings.
That'd be the first thing I told them to do.
So what's the second thing you would tell them?
Listen to them properly.
Okay. Listen with some open ears.
Open ears and question and ask questions.
Forget about how Google
And
Gaga you are.
and literally maybe record the conversation and then take it to someone else and see how the fuck they sound to them.
Well, yeah. That's very easy to do.
Everything's easy.
Very easy to do.
Everything's easy. Everything. I tell people that all the time.
Well, yeah, if you take emotions out of it, I guess
It
everything is.
is. Everything is easy. Your
Right.
emotions dictate how hard things gonna be.
But humans aren't like.
Like for example, if I had my emotions on a lot of things with women, I'll probably still be in some shit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that it wouldn't have been good. It's just that you gotta understand. People automatically try to change people. We do it without even trying to do. We do it without even thinking. We do it without even thinking. We do it by just fucking with the bathroom. We do it. We do it. You need more pillows on your fucking bed. And I'm not knocking this. Look, listen. Change is not necessarily bad or good. Remember, I said this earlier. Right? But you gotta be ready.
Somebody told
You can't just come in.
Something that made a lot of sense. I mean, it made a lot of sense, but this is not really this is kind of like a radical way of thinking. In reality, nobody, you don't own anybody. If I was to put it into like logical term, you can't control anybody. And once you realize that, you have a certain type of like freedom, where it's just like you get to look at them.
But how is that like something you're figuring out right now? It's obvious.
I'm just saying something.
Not you.
Said it.
I'm saying in general, like I'm saying like
that's obvious, but there's a lot of people. The whole idea behind like dating is jacked up, especially in the urban community. I feel like I said this before, like
it's fucked up on all levels.
Well, no, because I feel like in certain cultures, you're
certain cultures they don't date.
Yeah, you get what I mean. It's a certain different type of.
That's fucked up.
You get what I'm saying? But like where we're allowed to date, I feel like in the urban community, you're not really taught how to date. You're not really taught how to, even on both sides, when it comes to women being women and men being men, and I don't mean like gender roles. I mean in the sense of like, men realizing their worth, women realizing their worth, and like all of that. And I feel like, that is a big thing. When you're dating somebody, you don't own them, you don't control them. The only thing that you can control is how you see the situation and how it is. And doing that, it kind of frees you from that.
She's giving y'all a complicated answer, which is very right. But the simplistic answer is we value all of each other wrong. Women value themselves off of vanity. And men value themselves off of power, fame, and money. Why are we valuing each other off of that, and not our personalities, and not how we treat people?
It wasn't even like that for me. It was
it's not. It doesn't have to be that for you. It could be how he thinks of you.
Nah, I think more when I'm talking about like the dating, I'm not even speaking on the sense of like women and their vanity and men being.
No, but think about it, right? Because of my power, so-called power thinking thing, I'm dignified.
You what?
And I'm supposed to have a bad bitch.
Well, yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
But I'm not even speaking on.
I know you're not speaking on that.
I'm just talking on the process of dating and getting to know each other.
I'm saying because of that, this is a great argument. Because of that beginning process, it fucks up everything. Because to me, that's the beginning.
I'm not really touching that part. I feel like that's just I think that's just that is true. It's there, but I'm just talking more on just the dating factor of just like just getting to know each other. Even in one of the conversations that we had before, where it was just like, what do you bring at the table? And granted, like there's all of those factors, but it's more of just the whole like, oh dang, I wish I was on the roll. Like, I don't know where I was going, but either way, it's just like the whole dating and the whole process of it, and how it's not even supposed to go that fast. It's supposed to be like for some, of course now we live in a very sexualized culture where it's gonna be hard either to meet a girl who's not fast, or just not to meet a guy who's actually going to not try to press you for sex after like 3 times of seeing you. It's just there's just so much. It's just a sexualized culture. No one wants to get to know each other, and like everybody's so hype in the beginning off of like their genitals, and like it's like this thirstiness as opposed to getting to know each other. And this is not even on like the
But do you know why it's like that?
Or the money part. This is just more of them getting together, and this happens in all economic statuses. You get what I mean? Where it's just like we get
in America,
where we get together. It's just the hookup culture. You get what I'm saying? We don't know this person. We're hype off of them. Sex, and then when you guys get kind of tired, or it's like the lust is not there no more.
But do you know why I said what you said? What I said earlier? How you saying sex? Is because women are looked at, men value women as sex objects. They do. They do. And it sucks. It's bad. It's horrible. So why wouldn't it be? If we women were sex objects and men are supposed to have funny fame, money, power, looks, and all that, why wouldn't it be like that?
But I mean,
is it fair? Is it right? No,
but I'm not. Sex on both sides. Even though they look at them as sexual objects, women are also very sexualized now, and it doesn't have to do. I mean, granted, like yes, they have. No, it's the whole liberation and whatever.
I'm saying and shaking my head. Yes,
and it's just like it's a sexualized culture, and then it's kind of like.
And to me, in order for you to fix a system, you have to start at the beginning. How we value each other. Well, once you fix that and realize that we should value each other the same, like on the same playing field, like value your personality, your actions, and how you treat people versus value what you can do for me. From men, instead of valuing just how they look, and value the same way you want them to value you. And to me, once you get past that first step, everything else is gonna work.
I think also like kind of just having, and this is gonna sound, I guess, I don't know. I think also realizing what you want.
But once again, I'm saying that idol worship.
I was gonna say idol.
It's idol worship. Not gonna happen.
You said idol worship?
Ideal.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is, and then I stopped myself from that. But even though it's ideal, it's not that it's not possible. It's
yeah, because your partner could do that for you.
Extremely possible.
The person you dealing with could do that for you.
What you mean?
The person that you start talking to might have those type of ideals you have.
Well, I mean, but I mean,
get it?
Even yeah, but I mean,
isn't that what matters?
Even before that, not even like ideals, just based. Sometimes a lot of people just jump into something and they really don't have an idea of what they want, or they jump into it and.
What's wrong with that?
Because if you don't know what you want,
that person can help you find what you want.
But that's how you get sucked into something that's bad if you don't have a. It's kind of like you don't have a. That's also in you.
I get what you're saying.
Awareness of yourself.
I think that fits a particular personality.
But I don't even mean like when I say like wants. I don't mean like the extra like you want a man with money or you want a woman that's whatever. It could be easy as like I want someone that is respectful. I want someone that's you get what I mean like just
shit. You talking about one step shits like respectful, yeah, I can respectful killer.
But like you can they genuinely like you can tell a difference in somebody who who has some like it's fake and it's not. Like you and really like stuff like that.
Respectful murderer, man.
Or
it's
even
out there.
Someone that's like, all right, you talk to him and realize, he's family oriented. But then also pay attention to if he's really family oriented
and beat women's ass too.
But that's what I'm saying. You have to see these things though. There's certain things that stand out in a person and how they talk. Like if someone talks to you on the phone and they first meet you, right? There's a certain you're gonna have your.
I could figure a person out first. You should know that, already.
Yeah, but I'm not talking more of how you could figure them out. I'm talking about their impression of you, right? Their impression of you is going to be like, he has.
Is that bad?
What?
I don't care how the impression is.
No, that's not bad. I think that's good. I'm a strong believer in I don't really care what people think. Anyway, unless it's my loved ones or whatever the case is. But
I don't even care about them either.
But they're gonna think like, he has a good head on his shoulder. He has this. Like they're gonna see it. Some people like they just like, for example, who or like. Here we go. Here's a good example. So you talking to a woman, and she tells you she's family oriented, but she doesn't know anything that's going on in her child's school. Her child doesn't go to school and she sleeps all day. She does nothing about it. You get what like she doesn't. You get what I mean? Like she doesn't have and like her whole family's like it's a mess. Or from a woman's perspective, a man, he said he's family oriented, he loves kids, but he don't even take care of his kids. He don't know what's going on with his kids. He don't know if they ate. He don't know where they're at. He hasn't seen them in 5 years.
They're just lying.
But that's what I'm saying. So those are like, that's what I mean. Like when you're talking to someone and they say these kind of things, that's what you're looking at. You're supposed to be looking at like their moves around
Their
them.
truths, are their truths?
Basically. You get what I'm saying?
Is their truths lies?
Basically.
I get it.
You know? So like it's that.
I think that's common sense though.
You know what? But common sense ain't common.
Once again, common sense for me might be like algebra at beyond level. I get it. Or, you know, I get it.
You know?
I'm just saying like
it's just, yeah. What do you guys think about that? Have you ever been stuck in a honeymoon phase and then finally met the person and you ended up in a relationship with Ursula or, you know, with Jafar? Yep, I'm using cartoon characters. Like,
but there's just somebody out there for Jafar. What we doing?
Jafar was who was out there for Jafar?
It's a woman out there doing the same shit he doing.
Bless that soul.
It's a woman out there doing what he doing. You
with
know
both
that?
of them.
You make it sound like I'm making it up.
You're not. You're right. There's
So
totally
it's somebody out there for them.
Hopefully God is with both of them.
Cut it out, man.
But
you saw Queen Latifah from fucking Set It Off?
Yeah.
That's a fall.
Yeah.
That's a fall.
She would beat up Jafar. Nah, she wouldn't.
Yes, she would.
Right?
But he would love it.
Crazy.
Because now he got somebody to hold him down.
Did you see the new Aladdin?
With Will Smith?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Why are we talking about that whack
I'm just
shit?
saying I was really upset that they took out Iago as a character. Iago the parrot. The bird. He was a whole character on the movie.
I'm still mad they made Little Mermaid over there with dreads.
All
What the fuck
right.
is wrong with y'all?
Really? You're one of them?
I don't care. I'm telling the facts, nigga.
You mad?
Her father was a big white dude. You gotta be fucking out my face with this shit.
Are you serious?
Come on, man. Cut it out, man. Keep shit like the way it is.
I thought they
man.
did a good job on the reenactment.
Of course y'all did, because that's y'all movie. That's a female. Of course.
I mean,
that's like me seeing Snow White
it's a
blacker than a motherfucker.
No, it's a Disney movie. I am not about the whole. Let me tell you something. I don't care if it was and don't throw shade at me. I don't care if it was it was nice that it was, but to me, the biggest part wasn't that it was a black girl. To me, it was how they reenacted the movie because it's a Disney classic. Now, will I say that it's a 10
I didn't
out of 10?
watch the movie, so I don't know.
Yeah, but will I say it's a 10 out of 10? No, because there was some parts there I was like, that's not how they found that. That's not how they found that, and there were certain parts. I'm a Disney head. So,
all right, this is going too long.
I'm just saying, just like Aladdin. Aladdin is one of my favorite Disney movies, and I hated the remake. They took out Iago as a character. I know I'm going farther with this. And then on top of that, when he sang Street Rat, they changed it to some Caribbean thing. Will Smith was too damn urban. Robin Williams was not urban. All right. Let me stop. That's a whole nother topic. That probably won't happen because I don't know if you're a Disney head, but it was a disappointment. But Little Mermaid was a nice reenactment. It was really nice how they did it. Gave it a little vibe. Anyway.
Like I said, man, they made the black girl with freckles and shit. Like, what the fuck going on here, man?
There's black girls with freckles.
That wasn't. What's her name?
She was Halle, and she sang her ass off.
What's the name of the real character of the?
Ariel.
Yeah, that bitch was in that though.
She didn't have no freckles. She had red hair, but
yeah, so bitch supposed to be Irish some shit.
But Halle, she sang the hell out of that every song.
Who cares about that?
She sang. I mean,
it could have got a voice actor to do that. Cut it out.
Nah. You can't just these Disney movies. You can't You can't have no regular just do that thing. She hit it, and when I say
no,
she
I'm
hit
saying
it,
they could have got somebody to sing the song and had to lip sync the shit. Cut it out.
No, it was her. It was her
I'm not
voice.
saying that she didn't do it.
And she did her thing. Like she embodied.
That's why it's still not a 10 out of 10.
She embodied. Well, the reason why it's not a 10 out of 10 is not because of her. It's because of certain things.
Listen, man.
Weren't found where they were supposed to be found.
Just like her. She wasn't found black.
She wasn't, but.
All right, so let's keep it factual.
The real talk, Ariel should have been black, but.
Huh?
I say Ariel should have been black, but.
Why?
Because she was in the Caribbean Sea. She should have had something.
Man, you forgot the Caribbean
Something.
Sea wasn't Caribbean until they brought the slaves over. Cut it out, man.
And it was a slave in
So it
there.
should have been a Mexican-looking motherfucker or Indian.
Either one. Something
Still ain't black.
But still, listen, either something.
Still ain't black.
Something with some color. Like
The motherfucker should look like that.
Something
Should look
with
like
some
the
color.
dude that Black Panther fought. That Aqua dude. You ever seen Black Panther with
Yeah. But
it should have looked like him, like an Aztec type of nigga. That's what I mean. Indian, Aztec.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, because that's where they at. So, once again.
But you also know that we originally, you know what, I'm not because I don't have the research, but I'm going to say it anyway. You know,
I'm glad she don't got the research.
But I'm going to say it anyway, and then feel free to look it up. So there has been like studies found that a lot of the original slaves weren't even slaves brought over from Africa, that they were like aboriginals that were already on the land. And the aboriginals, and the crazy part is,
I'm not saying you wrong.
No,
I don't know.
The crazy part is, I wouldn't be surprised if you did the DNA thing. I've always said that you have an exotic face. I would not be surprised. He does. He has different features. I wouldn't be surprised if you did the DNA and me, the 23andMe, I think it's called. You know what I'm talking about? The DNA
Listen,
testing.
man, my father, I look like half my father, half my mother. My mother's from down south. My father's from
I'm
Trinidad.
telling you, I would not be surprised if, like, down your bloodline, you were like from the Aboriginal tribe. Dead serious.
I don't even know who the fuck the Aboriginal tribe
And they
is.
were all over. Even in whatchamacallit. I remember, and this is going off topic, St. Patrick's Day.
Now we talking about 4-leaf
No,
clovers and shit.
listen. So I remember asking my roommate, and then we have to wrap this up, guys, because we have some more stuff to talk about.
Because we're talking about Jabberjaw.
I'm sorry, and we went from like honeymoon phase, but here goes another honeymoon phase. Here I am, celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Favorite holiday, even though I'm not Irish. I was Irish by association. My roommate.
You're just a fucking lush.
It was a great holiday.
You're a fucking lush.
Green, I dressed up like a leprechaun. I would dress up. I would, of course, get shit-faced. Jesus Christ, it was some great times. But I remember the first time I celebrated, I asked my roommate, like, why is St. Patrick a saint? I don't know who he was in the Bible. And she was just like, oh, because St. Patrick went back into Ireland, chased out all of the snakes, and basically was able to like claim Ireland. This is like the story that they've been told throughout the years, the people who celebrate this. And no offense to y'all when I say this next thing, because a lot of people get offended. So I was looking, I was searching it up or whatever the case is, searching, and it came out that like it wasn't snakes. What they called snakes were the Aboriginals because they had locks. So they called them snakes. And the reason that they have a leprechaun is because the leprechaun was basically a symbol for the Aboriginals because their spices would heal them. So the gold at the end of the rainbow was these spices of the Aboriginals. Research it, because I'm not going to give you the link. But here goes the honeymoon phase of me here. Ho, hi, ho.
Put the fucking cup down. God damn, yo.
Drinking and everything. Now realizing that I was the Aboriginals, that these mofos was trying to get out of Ireland so that they could have.
You don't even know that.
Well, the Aboriginals, they all look black.
That don't mean it's you.
What I'm saying is,
What
I look like.
Jabberjaw.
Yeah. They were actually, But either way, back to what we were talking about. Honeymoon phase. Ask your good questions. Think logically. Take your heart out of it. And really ask these people what they doing.
Number one, use some common fucking sense.
And be real self-aware of what you want. Tell me if you like my cup, because...
Put that shit away, man.
C doesn't like it.
It's not that I don't like it. It's huge.
It is huge.
So put the shit down.
But it holds 33.8 ounces of water. Stay hydrated, guys. Any last words? You usually have your...
Jabberjaw.
Salam, guys. Subscribe.
She's not Muslim.
Like.
Okay?
Subscribe.
She's using other people's cultural terms.
Like, comment, click on that bell so that you know when we put up another video.
All I know is use your smart wits. Mm-hmm. Get out your fucking feelings. Mm-hmm. Know the facts. And tell your truth.
Salam.
She's not Muslim.
It means peace, y'all.